They say this is a big rich town. I just come from the poorest part. Bright lights, city life, I gotta make it. That's where it goes down. Yeah, I just happen to come apart. Legal or illegal, baby, I gotta make it. Hey, all right, y'all. We are going to be talking about tonight's episode or yesterday's episode of Power, Season 2, Episode 6. The question or the title of the episode, which was the theme of the episode, why her? Baby, look, let me tell you. This episode was more like a J. Cole song. She knows. Yeah, right. She knows. And I know she knows. I mean, I'm just like, oh my God. I said, either that or you throw another. Hell, J. Cole's album, what was that one? Born Sinner could have been the theme for this whole thing. You could have done Forbidden Fruit. Well, love, come and go. You know that. Love, come and go. You know that. Don't shit last. Because, baby, we saw Tasha, ghost wife, go from a scorned, bitter wife to a strategist. We saw Tommy's relationships come undone. We done found out just how bad the Serbs are. I mean, it was all... Angela, I don't think Angela gonna make it to season 3. I just don't. Because her... First of all, she too thirsty. Ain't nothing wrong with a little ambition. Ooh, excuse me, y'all, for scratching. But, I mean, I'm just like, girl, why don't you just cut your losses? You should set your little petty behind. You claim you love Jamie, but at the same time, you still chasing ghosts and lobos. Well, anyways, let's just get into it. So, quite frankly, also, another thing I noticed about this episode, whomever the writers are, they apparently spend a lot of time watching Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, because there were several scenes where all I could think about was Stevie J, Young Jock, and Mama D. And when I get to them, I'm going to highlight and tell you why I think that's the case. So, when we open up, Holly and Angela are at some restaurant, some breakfast nook, and Holly just keep asking. Holly is so... I love Holly, and I hate that she might not be on the show anymore, because she was like, oh, girl, I bet it was good. You look like you were having a good time. And just like, oh, my God, we are not here to talk about that. And I was like, girl, you know it's good, because your behind been giving up information you should not be giving up as a U.S. attorney. Not only could you be disbarred, you could be jailed. That might even be considered treason, or what is that? I don't know. Anyways, girl, somebody above your pay grade gonna get you. So anyways, she was like, well, just because you say it's ghost, that Jamie is ghost, doesn't mean that it's true. I need facts. And Holly was like, well, all I know is that he goes by Ghost. And so then Angela, they were sitting there, and she was like, well, have you ever seen Ghost do anything illegal? And then one night when Holly was over at Tommy's house, she recalls that Ghost had come by during the big snowstorm and had dropped off a gun and told Tommy to get rid of it, which Tommy probably did. So Angela was like, okay, great, cool, that's awesome. So if you find the gun, I will help you. First of all, what's messed up about this whole situation is the fact that there is no warrant for Holly. If Holly was smart, she would just go look into it. So either way, I'm just like, this is just a hot mess. This is not going to end well. So then we get to Tommy, who goes to see the Serbs. And some Albanian dude, they got tied up to a chair. Child, I ain't never seen no torture like this. I hope the U.S. government, I thought waterboarding and Chinese water torture was terrible. Baby, they put a crook sack on top of this poor man's head because they think he's the one that actually hit them, even though it was Tommy and Luis and all of them. And so he was like, maybe next time they'll teach you to cover your face. And they threw a rat in the bag, and the rat went to town. I guess the rat was hungry. One of them, New York rats are, ugh. It was disturbing. I said, I don't need to see that. And then Ghost shows up after this has happened. And the Serb is like, yo, dude, did you bring a change of clothes? And he was like, no, what I need to change of clothes? Dude broke out a damn saw and chopped old dude up, and he had already told him, I'm gonna feed you to my dogs. I'm like, I don't know. I know that they want to get rid of their products, but I don't know. The dude bodying folk and chopping them, I don't know. I couldn't do, if that's how the Serbians roll, I'm good, honey. I will just find another supply here. Maybe you can cross the bridge and go over there to New Jersey and find somebody that needs a supply. And then fast forward, we come to Tasha. Last week, Tariq, Ghost's son, comes to visit him, and she had a hissy fit about that. Like a child needs his father. And sure enough, Tariq has gotten in trouble for fighting at school, and the headmaster, Miss Chambers, is like telling her, I know there's some problems at home because Tariq then told me, but maybe Mr. St. Patrick can talk to him, because a child needs his father. And Tasha was all mad to me, like, I didn't ask for all this. I gave y'all a donation, so you just should be quiet. And I'm just like, girl, she right though, so you can't be mad about that. I mean, regardless of what's going on with you, them kids need their daddy, okay? The boy and the girl. Because I mean, regardless of what you think about Ghost, he loves his family, and that's why he's trying to get out of the dope game and keep everybody from going to jail, which that just turns into a hot mess throughout this episode. Greg, the other U.S. attorney that Angela works with, that she also used to sleep with, who is now a jilted scorned lover, I believe, decides, I'm just gonna keep on following Angela, because Angela lied to him to his face, because he was like, oh, so you just went home last night? And she was like, yeah, I just went home by myself and just chilled. And he was like, but he had seen her and Ghost hook up, so he already knew. So then he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna follow you again. And she talking about she taking her invalid daddy on to the doctor. That ain't where she going. But much to his dismay and surprise, while he checking license plate tags, which I guess one of them must have been Ghost, because later on in the episode we find out that's how he finds out that Ghost been arrested. We gonna get to that. So he done followed her, just tracking her like a bloodhound. Much to his dismay, she meeting up with, guess who? Holly again, cause Holly done let's see. What happened? Wait a minute. I think I'm skipping something. Wait a minute. Lord, why is this popping up? Why is iTunes? I'm so tired of iTunes of making all these updates. I don't know what to do. Take that back. She goes to meet lunch with Jamie, Ghost, and he's telling her about the fact that, his son is having some problems in school. She's like, oh, Jamie, I don't want to fuck up your family. And I'm just like, girl, too late. You knew when you was asleep. Once you found out you was sleeping with a married man, you should have, just left him alone. Because, I mean, even though y'all were childhood sweethearts or whatever, things in the game done changed. And now you don't even know if he's Ghost or who's Ghost. You don't know who's zooming who. So, anyway, meanwhile, she continued to stalk Holly for the gun. Holly then tore up Tommy's apartment looking for this gun. It's just, does, you know what, I mixed that up. So when Angela, we see Angela and Ghost, they go to lunch together, and then during that, then that's when Holly is tearing up the apartment. She finally does find a gun. And the thing is, though, that I think it's so dumb that you have this girl doing this, is that, first of all, you don't know who other bodies, she doesn't even know what bodies are on what gun. You didn't even tell her what kind of gun it was. You just told her to find a gun. Because when Tommy got home, that's what she was doing. And she was like, oh, hey, babe. And then she gonna, pretty much rock about him to sleep and leave him in the bed, which, by the way, that was a very sexy pan of sexual white chocolate laying in bed. Tommy, you look good. Okay, anyways, let's get back to the story at hand. Ghost and them have a round table with all the drug lords that they working with. The Serb is a new intro, Luis, and I don't know who all these other people are. Honestly, I don't know. Anyway, they all about let's making money. He tells them that Lobos has moved up to date and we need to move product as quickly as possible. New York is a big town. Let's make some money. We can all have a territory. Just not kill each other about it. Good stuff. Team break. Huh. Okay. So anyway, so when Angela meets up with Holly again, she tells her, girl, that ain't even the damn gun. I took so many notes on this daggone show, and I'm just having problems because I was taking notes the whole time. So anyway, let's just say we talked about the fact that the gun turned out not to be the one that actually killed Rolla, because the one that killed Rolla was like a Smith and Wesson, and this was something else. But Angela tried to keep the damn gun, and Holly was like, hold up, boo, you give me that gun back. Because like I said earlier, you don't know what bodies are on there. Tommy could have killed, that could have been the gun that was used to kill, or no, he stabbed that dude that was the informant that was working with Angela. But anyways, Tasha then met up with Sean, and she asked him to take her somewhere because I guess Sean had dropped the kids off with their daddy, and they go to a gun club, and she up there shooting, and he's like, ooh, how you learn to shoot like that? I guess he was getting hot. He's like, ooh, a woman that know how to handle a piece of steel. So so she's like, oh, your daddy never showed you how to shoot. I'm like, girl, y'all sending him away for 10 years. He still ain't nothing but a baby. Hell, he still got something like on his breath. And so she gonna show him how to shoot. Po thing, he don't know. Baby, you gotta stand firm. You gotta stand firm, because even a side piece can have a little kick, okay? Ooh, imagine what he would do with the M16. Po thing couldn't keep his balance. So I sense in that particular scene, in that moment, I sense some sort of foreshadowing of things to come. Because Sean has never really handled a weapon before, this basic training that Tasha is giving him, I feel like he's going to have to fire a gun for real in this season. And the thing is, who is that bullet going to be for? Will it be for his father, Kane, Ghost, Tommy, or just an enemy of the organization? So let's just stay tuned and let's just watch that kind of closely. Ghost brings the kids back. Tasha, of course, acting all hard and stuff. Like, hey, thank you for bringing the kids back. Get your ass out. Oh, yeah, sorry. He was like, well, can I get some stuff first? Can I stay for dinner? She's like, no, you can't stay for dinner. I don't want to confuse the kids. The kids gonna be confused when their cousin Sean always around, skinning and grinning with you while you washing dishes and stuff. But either way, she said goes home, but she let Sean stay. We'll get to that a little bit later. So Tommy and Ghost meet up for dinner. Holly come pooching in. We just like, what the hell? Why is it? He's like, what is she doing here? And so she was like, oh, I want something to drink. He was like, you want a glass of wine? I'm gonna need something harder. He was like some whiskey. Yeah. So Tommy gets up, leaves the table. That's when Ghost was like, girl, you need to get out of town. I need 10 o'clock at Truth. I need you there. You need to go. You got to go. You need to have a fight or something with Tommy, but you got to go. But what I thought was like, if she gonna meet up with him at 10, Angela also told her when they were at the table earlier that day to meet her at 10. So I'm like curious at that point to see who was she going to choose to meet up with. So we go and see Luis. We find him speaking Spanish in a boxing gym of some sort. And I guess it's his. I don't know if he has a boxing gym or whatever, but he's like training somebody to fight. And that's when Rotimi's character walks in. This is the character that 50 Cent's handpicked to be his boy. And he comes in, he's like, "Yeah, man, you need to speak English when I come in." And I'm like, "How you just gonna come into somebody's house and tell them what language they should be speaking? You in his house. Respect that." They could have shot your little behind right then and there, but they not, because you saved one of Luis's men. As a matter of fact, it was one of the cuties in Luis's cross. Like, that was the one that got shot. Oh. So then I was like, Luis was being messy, and that's when I was like, I said 50 Cent must have wrote that part, because y'all know how 50 Cent is. I hate to say it, but he has some bitch tendencies. I'm sorry, because some of the stuff he does, I'm just like, dude, really? Like the whole filing of bankruptcy because you don't want to pay $5 million because you were filed. You lucky they just didn't. I mean, you should be sued for slander and whatever else. Boy, bye. So anyway, Luis is being messy. He's like, "Yeah, we had a round table discussion. Everybody was there, but you." Mm, mm. They were like, "Yeah, Tommy and them brought in the serve. You know, they have a special way they like to do business. What's up with that?" And so Rotimi looking like, "Yo, what happened?" And I guess he's probably scared too, because he knows that Kane is capable of a lot of grimy stuff, because Kane will kill you and anybody else without even really thinking about it, because he grimy. So flashback, I mean, going forward, we find Tommy and Holly back together again at his apartment. He come running the house all geeked up. He takes something out of a little cloth napkin, and it's like a little pearl ring. And she's like, "Oh my God, Tommy, are you gonna marry me?" And he's like, "No, girl, but you know, it was my grandma's, and I just want you to have it." I said, "Lord, is this Mama D?" And what was her man's name? Ernest. Is this Mama D and Ernest? I said, at least she said promise ring, because Mama D name up there talking about a promissory ring. I'm like, a promissory is a loan note. It is not a ring. It's a promise ring. Okay, but we ain't talking about love and hip hop. But again, that is a reference right there. The giving of the promise ring. Okay. So then Holly all conflicted now, because you know she's supposed to meet with Ghost, who's going to give her some money and a new ID so she can get the hell out of town, and we will never see her again, because he was telling you need to pick a fight with Tommy. And we're going to see some interesting things as I get through this review. So we know that Tasha let Sean stay for dinner, but then her mama, played by Debbie Morgan, if you remember, it was Jesse and Angie on All My Children back in the day. No, was it One Life to Live? Yeah, on One Life to Live, I think it was All My Children. God, I grew up watching them soaps, and they're all running together now. By the way, Debbie Morgan of soap opera fame, she pooches in. Justin J, I'm sorry. I have started using your words. I can't help it. I love that word. I love pooching. I love using that. But anyway, so she come in. She like, "Oh, what y'all doing? Hey, now." I think everybody needs to go to bed. She was going to Sean like, "You need to go home. You didn't outstayed your welcome." So Debbie Morgan character starts going in on Tasha about the fact that, why would you kick your husband out and you didn't send him to the arms of another woman? That's dumb. And who gonna help you take care of them kids? Because you know what's gonna happen is, new woman means a new family. And then he gonna forget all about you. And she's like, "I can raise my kids on my own. I'm gonna be just fine, mama. I can do a better job than you do." Oh, she got smacked in the face by her mama, honey. Don't be disrespectful to your mama, honey. And then she was like, "I know you're not going to stay the night after what you just did." She told me, "Yes, I am, because who else going to help you take care of these kids? Boop, boop, good night." Okay, I said, "Oh, I love her mama. She is cold-blooded." But she makes a good point. You need your husband. Y'all been a team for so long, girl. You should have been listening to him when he was trying to tell you he want to get the dope game. That's why it was easy for him to go after Angela. Okay? Come on now, girl. Get it together. So she does. So Angela and Ghost both are waiting. It's after 10 o'clock. There's no Holly. But let's be real, it's Holly. Is she really going to be punctual? Holly is her own boss. Let's just be real about that. So let's see what else. Back at Truth, while he's waiting, he meets up with Cantos, who used to be his employee but is now his boss, because Stearns, you know, Howard Stearns, whatever his name is, was it Victor Stearns? No, Victor Garber. Anyway, Stearns then stole the club because he grimy too. which I think is interesting because I think when Ghost finds out some information about Stearns, Cantos tells him, yo, Stearns and Madeline are getting a divorce. But the cold-blooded part about it is I don't know what she gonna get because Stearns be hiding his money. And Ghost was like, oh, really? So I wonder if Ghost, because he's kind of already been implicated to Victor, because it's like everyone associated with Truth is being looked at by the FBI too. So I'm like, this, or, the U.S. Attorney's Office. So this is going to be really interesting to see. Holly eventually does show up. I got scared for Ghost because I know that Holly had that gun that Tommy had in his trunk that she found. I was like, she probably crazy enough to shoot Ghost. But then again, she wasn't. She showed up, she took the money, she's at the train station, and we just see her there crying and hugging on to Ring because she really does love Tommy. And Tommy does love her, but his love has limits. And we'll see that in the end of the episode. So after that's all said and done, he drops her off. He's driving back from the train station, Ghost is, and bam, has a car accident, runs right into a damn Jeep. And next thing you know, by him being an associate Tommy and driving one of his cars, that triggered something because Greg turned in all these license plate tag numbers of any of Tommy Egan's associates, and Ghost came up and he got arrested by NYPD for driving under the influence. So he's at the station, and while he's at the station, the U.S. attorneys are having a discussion about him, and it's like, we need to go and question him because this is one of Tommy's associates, and maybe we can get as much information as we can out of him. And when they said James St. Patrick, that's when Angela's head popped up, and Greg and their boss was standing there. She's like, oh, I'll go do it. Here's the thing though, if you watch the episode closely, Greg and boss dude, they give each other this look like the heifer took the bait. So I don't know if Greg has disclosed to him that he's seen Angela out with Ghost. I don't know. So anyway, she gets to the station. When she gets there, Tasha is already there standing there. She's like, why is she there? And Ghost was like, hell, I don't know shit. I didn't even know how she knew where I was. And so she was like, And she was standing there like, girl, I got here first. This is my man. And then Angela looking like a little lost girl. And then she scurries away into the shadows. And I know at one point during the episode, she was trying to break up with Ghost over the phone. And he was like, girl, you can't leave me over the phone or whatever. So Tasha's driving him back to his hotel. And then at one point, she parallel double parks that Escalade sideways. And like, why her? Why her? What is it? He was like, well, we go back like Cadillacs and whatever, however his saying goes. No, he didn't say that. But what he said was, I've known her since childhood, and I kind of just never got over her. And what woman wants to hear that, Ghost? Really? Like, you had to find out that you were second. You were just, like Tasha said, I guess I was just good enough. And that's when Ghost starts the confession session. These are my confessions. Hey, I love Usher. Anyway, what happens is that he tells her, bottom line is, Angela's a U.S. attorney. She's been investigating Tommy. She thinks Tommy is Ghost. I mean, he just spills the whole shebang. And that's when you see a transition from scorned wife to strategist, because now it's game time. Because not only did you bring this woman into our circle, all of us might be going to jail. But I don't think so, and let me tell you why. Because in an earlier episode, Angela was trying to do a search for all of Tommy Egan. She had a sneaking suspicion, because Ghost and Tommy are such good friends, that maybe there was something in the government database on Ghost. But when she typed in his name, those files are like sealed. And like if she doesn't have, I think it's on one of the need to know basis. Who needs to know? Just like law firms do when they want to protect, keep people from being part of certain cases for whatever reason as a conflict of interest. So I think because Ghost had turned in Kane, I think that he's probably protected by the government. And I doubt if anything happens. But let's get to the strategy of Miss Tasha St. Patrick. She was like, oh, okay. He said, because I took her to Miami to keep a watch on her. And, she told me all this while we were in Miami. I was like, sure, Ghost. No, you took her to Miami because you really love her. I don't know why you lying. But Tasha seemed to buy it. Because she was like, she gonna come for us, but that's okay. I know that she really loves you because I saw it at the station. So what you gonna do is you gonna keep fucking her, okay? That's what she said. She said you gonna keep fucking her, and because I know she loves you, and whatever it is she up to is gonna work in our favor. And she turned pimp too. She was like, you keep fucking her until I tell you to stop. I was like, oh geez. I said, honey, you dig in deep because when it comes to them kids, Mama Bear don't play, okay? Next thing you know, she done dropped Ghost off Sean in the garage. She asked him to take the Escalade to be fixed. And next thing you know, they in the back seat of an Escalade swinging episode. All right. And ain't no tents on this car. They in the garage. Like somebody else couldn't just drive up. I mean, really? That's how you get down, Tasha, in those nice, pretty blue panties and underwear. Yes, that was very nice. Is that, I wonder what brand that was. Was that Victoria's Secret or Notori or some other brand I can't afford, like La Perla? Anywho, I guess there's nothing like a good revenge fuck. I guess. I don't know. But I don't know. He a little boy. I want to tell Sean, you might would have done better with Lala. Because Tasha ain't going to do nothing but break your heart. And eventually her and your Uncle Ghost going to get back together. Maybe you will shoot her. I don't know. Angela shows up at Ghost Hotel talking about, where is Holly? Where is Holly? You dumb heifer. You are so caught up in trying to get Lobos until you don't even realize that Ghosts don't even know that you know who Holly is. He's like, what you know about Holly? And she was like, well, if Tommy killed her, because we can't find her. Her cell phone was ditched. And he was like, oh, baby, ain't nobody killed her. Her and Tommy had a really bad fight. And I just gave her a little traveling money. And she was like, you just sent out for federal. I'm leaving. And he was like, oh, no, baby. And I said, that's when they should have cued the Jodeci music. Baby, won't you just stay for a little while? I was like, hey, because like Ghost, like I gotta give you the D. I gotta give you the D because I know you like it, and I need to keep you around and keep pumping you literally for information. Okay. Then he told my baby, you know me, I'm the good guy. I said, oh Lord, Stevie J, who been watching Love and Hip Hop? I'm one of the good guys. I was like, oh Lord Jesus. So needless to say, all I gotta say is Ghost stroke value must be really high because this girl really risk her career. Let me tell you something. Once I get my bar license to practice, I ain't sacrificing it for nobody. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Holly has a death wish. This heifer showed back up at Tommy's house after she done got dropped off at the train station. They started having this little romantic thing. Next thing you know, she'd have handcuffed him to the bed. And then that's when another confession session starts. And that's when she tells Tommy that she's been talking to the feds, she's talked to Angela, and that she's trying to get them both a way out. And that's when Tommy snaps loose. He's like, what do you mean us? She was like, she told me that if I could find the gun that Ghost had given you, that she would protect us. And he was like, protect us? Do you think I'm going to turn on my friend Ghost? You fucking cunt. You fucking cunt. You let me out of here. I was like, oh shit, Tommy don't love you as much as you think he loves you. And she was like, is it me, a ghost? And so then he was like, basically, she got her answer. Because when he kept calling her a fucking cunt, I was like, oh, those words hurt. I feel like that stabbed me. Oh, girl, just go. And so she leaves. Honestly, I think she did it just because that way she could say that her and Tommy had a fight and that she has no dog in the fight anymore. I'm like, girl, what did you expect? He's known you for all of 2 minutes. He's known Omari Hardwick's character Ghost for a lifetime, and plus he's very family oriented and he feels like that is legitimately his family. So girl, get over it. Needless to say, in the upcoming episodes we see Tommy and Ghost talking about Angela, and it looks like Angela might not make it to the third episode. To the third season, girl. You need to just go and give up on Lobos. But that's all I've got. Up next, I will be reviewing Ray Donovan. because if y'all are not watching Ray Donovan, y'all need to get into it. All these networks have these great shows. Power, you can watch it every Saturday, or if you have certain cable outlets like I do, I have Verizon where they sometimes let you watch certain episodes early. You can do that. So get into it. Power, starring the very sexy, very handsome Omari Hardwick. Y'all have a great evening and tell me what you think. What I missed. Was it too much, too little? Be sure to subscribe to my channel and, opinions are welcome. Have a great one. Diva.